this point in life, in this time, and even in this small town with, you know, a kind of provincial mayor, he even, like, Roland may not totally understand it, but he knows it's right. You know, there isn't anybody challenging it in the town.
Well,
it's
right
all
from
supported.
right from the beginning too, Roland was in a very non-judgmental, very accepting frame of mind with David when he knew that, well, this kid knows about clothes.
Right.
Certainly women's clothes.
Right.
So I'm going to ask him to go with me because I got to get some things for Jocelyn, some sexy clothes for Jocelyn.
Right.
Love that.
Devil Wears Prada role playing.
Yeah, so great. And when he didn't take your advice, it was so offensive.
I think, you know, I think that's the only political stand that I've taken as a showrunner, is that I will not show that at all.
Yeah.
Because I think that people learn through experiences.
Watching,
We're social creatures. We learn by what we watch. And even if you're presenting someone who puts out that energy, there is someone who will watch that and side with it.
Right.
If you eliminate it from the conversation, nobody has anything but your point of view to soak in.
Right.
But
And
that's why people have taken to this community of Schitt's Creek so well, because it is an all-inclusive kind of community, and it's a very accepting community without making any kind of statement.
So that kind of example to set for people really goes to show you that, like, if you take the hate out, if you take the rules of that are dictating who you can love, how you can love them, what kind of people are good people, what kind of people are bad people, you're only left with joy, which can only have kind of an enlightening effect on whoever's sort of watching it or involved in it. So.
Yeah, I think people are actually in the town more uncomfortable with me than,
Yeah.
you know, than
Me too.
anything going on with you and Patrick. It's like, you know, oh Christ, here comes Roland. You know.
Well, the biggest love story is the Roland and Johnny friendship. Let's not.
You guys saw that.
Yeah, Roland and Johnny, love between them.
Yes.
Johnny and
No.
Stevie. But Roland and Johnny, let's talk.
Yeah.
It's an irritation factor that is
You can't live without.
more that you can't live without. I think that's what it is.
The day would somehow be off balance without it.
Exactly. Yeah.
How Roland, sorry, now I'm going to ask you a question, Roland.
What do you want,
Because we
honey?
kind of know how Johnny
What do you
feels
need?
about having Roland around, but I'm not sure I know how Roland feels about Johnny. Or do we?
Yeah, you know,
Isn't
I've
that-
never thought of that. That's what I should be doing, shouldn't
Wondering,
I?
do you
should
look
think
up
about
to him?
that kind of
Do you
stuff.
look up to him?
Oh,
Or do you,
yeah, I think I'm...
Do you want him to love you?
Well, I want him to love me, I think, for sure. Because I think I'm, you know, probably I think I'm smarter than you a little bit.
You do, yes.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like, you know, I don't know, that you probably have, you know, a Hollywood attitude that I don't, you know, I don't care for. Thank you.
There is a
Well,
best friendship, though.
There
There's
is.
a
I mean,
presumed-
there's a strange, like, sort of simpatico between us. Is that the word? I didn't go to college. I know it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
No, I think I want your approval for sure. And I think Roland tries in various awkward and annoying ways to get that, and the opposite happens.
You feel kind of bad for Roland. You know, the fact is he was kind of coasting as mayor, but still not making money
Right.
at it. But he was kind of a, you know, kind of a ne'er-do-well mayor, you know, loved the position, and you know, and comes down from the family, of course.
Right.
So you inherited the position. But the fact is, now you need money. That was the thing about that storyline too, is that with the baby coming, and only one income coming in, which obviously wasn't wasn't enough to carry the load.
Teachers do not get paid enough.
That-
Direct to
Yeah, let's look right down the barrel and say that.
That Roland has to come in and kind of ask for a job.
Right.
Working at the motel just to make some extra money, which I thought was kind of it was like the first storyline with Roland that was like, you know, kind of a very kind of touching, you could feel it.
Right.
Well, I like the reality of that. Like, in so many shows, nobody ever plays into, like, we all just have money and things, and nobody talks about, like, there's so many stories about wealthy people, and we don't talk enough about, like, who's paying this phone bill? Like,
Who's paying for the friend's apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Jack's mad.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a storyline, but it's a nice touch of background to that. That, yeah, we need a little more money now because we made a baby. Wow, why did we make a baby?
Well, honey, that's another story.
You had a hot name you needed to use. You
Yeah,
put to
that's
good
true.
use.
Yeah.
You have a lot of hot sex references.
Yeah,
They
I
have a
think it's
spicy love life.
it's a busy
Right.
place.
At least your husband tells a lot of stories.
Yeah, some of them are stories.
What are you eating?
Tums, does anyone want?
Does a mayor not get paid?
No, I'm.
You're good?
I don't
Yeah.
think you
Yeah.
get
Mayor
paid
not
to
get
be a
paid.
mayor.
No, because it's a
Can't pay
family
yourself.
thing in this town, yeah. You know, actually, that's one of the sort of subtle, touching things about Roland in the script so far since Roland Jr. has been born, is that he's actually seems like a good dad. He's like, and you know, Roland is pretty childlike himself, so he probably, you know, has this affinity for kids and certainly for his own. So I think although you don't really see it, he doesn't shove it in people's faces that he's a great dad, although that might be funny. He did do that, I think.
Is Mutt your kid?
Yeah.
Yes, now
he's not
Mutt is
first time.
54 years old.
Season 5.
There's a large age discrepancy between
Right,
Mutt
and he looks nothing like us.
You call him often?
No, I don't. He's really, we
know
don't talk
your
about him
It
anymore.
is shrouded in mystery.
This season was really fun for Jocelyn because she's exhausted and not herself. She's a little tired, and
How so?
well, she's got this baby.
You have a baby?
Baby.
She's
A baby.
She's not as pulled together. this
She's not as pulled together, and that's so fun as an actor to play a character that's
Slowly
like
unraveling.
not doing 100%, not sleeping, and then it's fun with Moira.
You're a
and-
lot cockier with Moira, though.
Yeah.
Like, when you have a baby, you don't have time for
No.
bullshit with adults.
No.
So
you're
it's just,
like,
you're not putting up with
yeah.
Mutt. Yeah, you're really standing up to me. It's like, it's nice for your character development, but I'm not sure I'm enjoying it.
I remember
But you
saying
know,
that
you-
day. You're like, what is
Yeah,
that about?
okay. I used to be able to run you around a bit.
Well, that even, in terms of sort of like filling in the holes of all the characters and trying to authenticate people and think about the scenarios and logistically sort of figure out where have we not seen this person go, or realistically how would this person respond, and you're thinking about all of these situations. And Jocelyn, for the longest time, there's been some passive aggression for sure, but
But always with a smile.
always with a smile. And you know, for this season we were thinking like, well, let's just put her through the ringer, because she's never really shown her true colors, and we know they're just simmering under the surface. So
Yeah, she's married to Roland.
we got to, well,
That tells you something.
yeah, so she has patience. But yeah, it was about just pushing her pretty far and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
In 3
I'd be
words,
disappointed.
more of the same.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to go ahead and say not exactly more of the same.
No.
I think,
I thought you were going to say not exactly 3 words.
yeah, no, well, not exactly
I
3
didn't
words.
say that.
I was with you. I was with you.
That just went over everybody's.
You know, I would say like architecturally speaking, from a
Get me out of there.
season 5 was meant to sort of be a reaction to season 4, which I think season 4 you saw these characters learning about themselves, you saw layers being stripped back, you saw vulnerability, you saw sadness and happiness and joy and fear. And season 5, I think, is a reaction to that in a sort of joyful. We're trying to create happy memories. We're trying to take characters in, you know, funny, unexpected directions. And I think it's the happiest season we've done. And I think it's really sort of laying groundwork for some really fun memories for the audience to make.
You took the words right out of my
Yeah, that's
mouth.
what I said.
Yeah.
Took the 3 words right out of his mouth.
Catherine, can you untie me now?
Yeah.